sir.
Bada bing, bada boom, man. Let's get into it. And bam, right out the gate, man. Preview. Commanders, Eagles. That is going to be the 3 o'clock game on Sunday, 3 o'clock Eastern, 6 or what that be, 12 o'clock Pacific. That is, man, they getting a 12 o'clock playoff game, bro, out west, man.
Crazy.
That
Crazy,
is
man.
crazy, dog. All right, man.
Crazy.
What do you think about this game, brother?
Well, Herb, I'll be honest with you. When I look at this matchup, I see two teams. Like, if you were to ask me what I would like kind of compare this to, I would say this is like the David and Goliath of the championship games, right? And I say that because the Commanders and the Eagles are they're fundamentally different, right? You have one team, the Eagles, which is essentially they're stacked at every position. They have a running back who is playing at an all-time level, right? They have a defense that is bona fide elite. They have receivers who are bona fide elite. People have their conversations about Jalen Hurts, but you can't argue the effectiveness he has shown in some of the games that he has played. And listen, the Eagles are so good, they could win in spite of him anyway. Now you look at the other side of the coin, Herbie. You have a Commanders team that if you take Jayden Daniels out the equation, what do you have? Right? Like they have some good players, Scary Terry. Dan Quinn is a defensive-minded coach, and the defense I think has made enough situational plays in order to make sure that the Commanders can kind of do their things. I mean, dude, against the Lions, they had they had 4 or 5 turnovers against the Lions, and a lot of that is because they finally have hope, Herbie. When you have a team full of talent, sometimes you might not get the best out of those guys because, they don't believe in the guy under center, Herbie. If you are going to war and you don't believe in your general and your captain and the leader, at the end of the day, bro, like shit, what's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna fight as hard as you can fight. I think Jayden Daniels' presence, the ability that he brings, his accuracy, his poise, his scrambling ability, his ability to beat the blitz, like he's doing things that we have never really seen a rookie do at a high level this late into the season. Normally, guys hit a wall, but he has elevated the team to a point to where now they're in a championship game. So, man, when you look at how these two teams match up, Herbie, it's going to be a tall task for the Commanders, Herbie. I'm looking at this game like it's going to be a tall task, man, because that Eagles defense has shown that they can lock down just about anybody. And, here's the thing. They're probably going to force Jayden Daniels to pass. Like they're going to obviously they're going to stop the run. Obviously they're going to keep contained to try to keep him from escaping from the pocket. And the difference between him and Jalen Hurts is that you could probably respect Jayden Daniels to beat you, right? Like he has shown that he is a much to me already. I think he's a better passer than Jalen Hurts, right? Jalen Hurts is a playmaking quarterback, right? He makes plays with his legs. He's gonna make some throws in the passing game, but at the end of the day, the Eagles game is just running the football because it works and nobody can stop it, right?
That's
At
the
the end of the
thing
day,
about it, right there, man. Nobody can stop it, right? And
nobody can
that's what it
stop
comes
it.
down to. So it's one of those funny games because it's like this championship game is giving us two rematches on the AFC side and the NFC side. The Eagles and the Redskins just played each other. They're in the same division. This is gonna be the third time that they played each other, right? Like this is gonna be the third time,
And one apiece each, right?
and
One
one
apiece
apiece.
each.
Last time it was 36-33. The Commanders won, and it was a game that did not have Jalen Hurts in because I think that's the game he had got the concussion, right? And that was a game where you saw Jayden Daniels getting back to being more healthy. Because the first game that they played, he was ass. He did not look good, and that's when he had the rib injury. This game, he was a little more healthy, and it's going to be interesting because the last time that they played, neither team was fully healthy or had everything that they needed. So this game, like, and then on top of that, you can't take anything away from that, bro, because the Ravens and the Bills played each other this season, right? They played each other earlier this season. The score was 35-10. The Bills beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of
Every
that
game's
doesn't
different,
matter.
man.
the
Every
only
game's
thing is,
different.
the only thing is, this is a division game, and you know your opponent, bro. You have
Mm-hmm.
intimate knowledge of your opponent. You have intimate knowledge of the schemes. You understand the roster. You build your roster to go against your own division opponents. And I am fascinated because basically what this comes down to, like we could pontificate, we could say whatever. This comes down to can Jayden Daniels be that nigga again, bro, for 4 quarters of the year?
That's it, right?
Because
That's what it comes down to.
on paper, there's really no reason why they should win this game.
Mm-hmm.
On paper, there's no reason why that they should have won 12 wins this season. If you
That's
look at it on
facts.
paper, but the impact that he's had on his team, the influence, the confidence, the the mental fortitude, the mental toughness,
The
it
swag,
just
bro.
the swagger, the
Like,
mystique. It I don't want to get ahead of myself because we talked about this in a way with CJ Stroud, but I think this is even at a higher level than what CJ Stroud did last year.
oh no, most definitely, most
And
definitely, man.
it's not statistically, um, but just the way you feel. Like it is so annoying to know that somebody's gonna convert the third down or the fourth down, bro.
And there's nothing you can do.
And there's nothing you can do about it, right?
There's nothing,
Like
bro.
watching
The
Jada
Lions must have
Daniels
been sick, man. They must have
watching
been
Jada
sick.
Daniels this season, and this is not a comparison. I'm not trying to say they're on the same level. He has 7 straight conference championships to get to before we can have this kind of comparison. But it has to be. It feels the same way when I'm watching Mahomes, where it's just like, dog. It doesn't matter if it's 4th and 10. He's gonna convert it. Like that is the most annoying thing, bro. And that is what it's like when I watch Jayden Daniels, bro. It's like if it's fourth down, it's first down. If it's third down, it's first down. If it's second
Mhm.
down, it's first down. Like everything is a first down with this guy, bro. So one team has a great quarterback, the other team has a great team. Can the great quarterback overcome the great team? That's essentially what this is.
That's the battle. That's the battle, bro. That's the battle.
So I
And
have
and
the glad go ahead. Sorry to cut you off.
no, you good, man. I was just gonna say, and I think the thing about it is, right, ideally, Herbie, for the Commanders, if they have a game plan, right, it's we got to stop the run. But Herbie, everybody's been saying
Yeah, for
that
sure.
all season long. Your game plan is to force the Eagles to throw, but Herbie, nobody can force them to throw. That's how talented they are. That's how skilled they are. Like it's just
They won
they're
a
the biggest
divisional.
bullies in the playoffs, bro.
They won a divisional round game with 64 passing yards against a former Super Bowl championship team in the Los Angeles Rams. They
Crazy,
won a
bro.
game with 64 passing yards, man. Come on, man. This this
Dude.
they have become the Ravens, bro. That Ravens team that nobody wanted to play for, that wide receivers hated to play for because you knew that all y'all was gonna do was run under Greg Roman. That's what they did last week, man. They just ran the
That's it.
ball because they can. Saquon Barkley, last time he played the Commanders, bro. Do you want to know what his stats were, Rod?
Go ahead, man. Let me know, man.
150 yards and 2 touchdowns, bro. Come on, dog.
Mm,
You want to know another crazy stat about Saquon Barkley?
what's up?
He has 20% of all of the 50-yard plus runs this season, bro.
Yes, how
By
much?
himself. 20%. Out of all of the running backs who've had a 50-yard run, he has 20% of them, bro.
That is absolutely absurd, bro. That is ridiculous, man. How do you have a fifth of the league's 50-yard runs? That's
Bro, we're
crazy.
gonna look back on this season and say, bro, how was anybody the MVP but Lamar, but Saquon Barkley, dog? Like that's what's gonna happen, bro. But
Especially if the Eagles win, right? Like,
if the
because
Eagles
they
win
could.
the Super Bowl, bro, we're gonna look back and they've been like they gave it to Lamar. Yeah, Lamar deserved it, but we don't appreciate what Saquon did this season, bro. It's
No.
like it's unappreciated. It's like we it's it's because we've seen a 2,000-yard season and because he didn't break the all-time rushing record. What he did this season was insane, guys. What he's done in his playoffs has been insane, guys. What what he has the potential to do for the next 2 games is insane, guys. Like again, That's why that's why I don't really care to do preview shows, because it's like, I don't know, man. If I knew, I'd be rich. I would never miss a parlay.
We'd be hitting them tickets, man.
I would hit a
Oh
ticket every
man.
time. I would have no red X's on my parlays, man. So I don't know. Like, we could pretend to know. We could have our ideas. My brain tells me that the Eagles should win comfortably, but that's not how football works. That's
It's
the
never worked
beauty of
that
the
way.
sport. I picked the Ravens last week. They lost. It was a compelling game, but they still lost.
I mean, I'll tell you this, Herbie. If the Commanders, if they want to create chances for themselves to win in this game, right? I mean, if I think maybe one of the most telling things of this playoffs in totality of everything of all the games is
Mm-hmm.
the fact that Herbie, whoever turns it over, the least wins. And what Commanders could do for and Jalen Hurts, while not recently, has been prone to throwing a pick here and there. Right
Yeah, that's
now,
why he's not throwing the ball, man. He had 64 passing yards. Like, ain't happening, bro. So don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about that. They Jimmy Garoppolo, my boy, man. Damn. They Jimmy Garoppolo, my guy, man.
oh man,
Okay,
that's crazy.
let's go ahead and give a score and then move on to the Chiefs Bills.
Ah man, I want to believe in the Commanders, Herbie, because they've been, they feel like, and this is gonna sound corny, bro, but they feel like a team of destiny almost, right? But football doesn't always work that way, right? Like it
True,
just doesn't,
true, true. But I get what
So
you're saying though. Like, you get a
like
Hail
the
Mary, bro.
feeling, yeah,
You get
yeah,
a Hail
like the
Mary, yeah, for
feeling,
sure. Yeah, for sure.
you know. But I just gotta go with what I actually feel, what I actually think. And I think it'll be a close game. Obviously, it's the third time these teams are meeting up, so they're very familiar with each other. So it'll be a close, tight game. But the way the talent on the Eagles, Herbie, I just think Jayden Daniels and the Commanders, I just don't know if they could overcome that talent gap, man, along with the coaching and whatnot. So I'm gonna go 27-20. I'm gonna go 27-20 Eagles.
Oh, excuse me, my apologies. Okay, for me, I I'm tired of going with my head, bro. I'm going with my heart. And again, these are two division rivals for me. I hate both fan bases. I hate both teams. But there's one team I hate significantly more than the other. So this is an easy one for me. I'm rooting for the Redskins. I hate the Eagles so much. I'm rooting for the Redskins like I'm a Redskins fan, bro. Like that's how. So I'm rooting for them. And then you said it, man. I'ma just ride with the team of destiny, bro. Like, the way they beat the Bucks, the way they beat the Lions, all of the wins that they had this season. Like, I I'm at the point where, hey man, I got to see Jayden Daniels lose, bro. Like, I'm already there.
And
Like,
that's the highest level of respect you could really give somebody. Like when you're just like at that point where I gotta see you beat that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like he's been that good.
he's
Like
been
think about it
so
if he didn't
good.
get hurt. Like think about if he didn't get hurt, Herbie. Because a lot of his poor play came from him not being healthy and
Yeah,
being out
bro.
there.
There was a stretch where he had the rib injury, and then the rest of the season, and the rest of the season he's been excellent. So I'm going with the team of destiny, man. Like, as much as I appreciate the talent and the incredible talent gap that the Eagles have had, it was the score is not indicative of what the Packers game was. The Packers could have beat them if the Packers weren't asked that game. The Rams had an opportunity to beat them too. So, as good as they are, as talented as they are, as loaded as they can be beat. And I think they go home, man. I think they go home, man. So me, I'm going Redskins 34, Eagles 21.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Damn, no
man.
respect.
It ain't about no respect. It's if the Redskins could get on them early and Jalen has to be a passer, which Jalen can. Like, listen, guys, in the comments, we've seen you. We're getting a bunch of fans. Our videos are hitting the algorithm. We're pissing off a lot of fan bases one by
Yeah.
one. Like,
Yeah, we are.
people are saying, how could we call Jalen Hurts the weakest link? Cause he is, nigga. What do you mean? Like,
Who else, man? Like
like,
seriously.
and then again, just saying somebody's the weakest link, it's not an insult.
Yeah, we're not saying he's
Sometimes the
bad.
facts are not an insult. If I'm saying the weakest link of a team is the clear person who's not as good as the offensive line, who's not as good as the running back, who's not as good as the wide receivers, who's not as good as any of the defensive players, that just means the team is so good. Jalen Hurts is a fine player. He's a fine quarterback, but he is the weakest link. If anybody else of note, if you had a top 5 quarterback on this team, they would be overwhelming favorites every single week. Yes, he's holding them back, but that doesn't mean I think he's a bad player. Two things could be true. Y'all got to let this nigga go. Y'all starting to sound like Jimmy Garoppolo fans, bro, with 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo, dog, and Brock Purdy, dog. That's how y'all
You know
niggas
what?
sound.
Nah, man. Like I'll be real surprised when people like, because you know what, the Dolphins fan base isn't that loyal to their quarterbacks, Herbie. So when I see other fan bases so loyal to their quarterbacks, I admire it almost, Herbie. I admire it. I
Nah,
admire that
because
shit.
Dolphin fans, bro, this is what it is about Dolphin fans, bro. Even if you weren't alive, okay, so there's Dolphin fans. As much as people try to shit on y'all for not being serious fans, even though y'all have one of the storage franchises in the history of the NFL, and you guys travel, like you see Dolphin fans all over the country. Dolphin fans have a standard, and it's an unfair standard, but it's a standard. It is
Fair.
Dan Marino. That's it.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why y'all not unloyal to so many of y'all quarterbacks, because they not Dan Marino.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you didn't watch Dan Marino, that knowledge was
You know
passed
his
down.
knowledge. Yeah, yeah. You know his
Exactly.
legend.
You
Yeah.
know his legend. Dolphin fans pass that down. You feel me? They pass down the knowledge. They pass down the standard. They pass down the fact that they are the only franchise that has an undefeated season. So there is a standard. All of these other dudes, bro, they are willing to ride or die with bums, man. Not me. Not me. I'm not riding and dying with Dak Prescott. Are you out of your mind? These niggas is riding and dying with bums, bro. Like, that's
Crazy,
how they
man.
talking about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has 64 passing yards, dog. Who's a great quarterback that leaves a playoff game with 64 passing yards, bro? Find it. For me, please find it. They doing it for a reason. They don't trust him. It's not me. I'm not the one calling those plays, dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's a message. Don't get mad at me, nigga. Go on the Eagles forum, write in a letter to Nick Sirianni. Leave me alone, bro. Like, for real, dog. Like, these guys, man, they get so mad when you tell them the truth, dog. All right, man.
Oh, you know, Herbie, and I do want to make one thing clear, man.
What's up?
I see some fans when they comment on our videos, man, they attack the Dolphins. I'm here to tell you guys, man, have fun, dog. Y'all can't hurt me the way these niggas do, man. So if you have anything negative to say about the Dolphins, feel free, man. Because you know what? There's nothing, literally nothing you can tell me that will hurt me more than watching these guys play football every fucking Sunday, Herbie. And I'll
Oh,
get to
man.
that when we get to the segment, man. Just had to
Oh,
put that out
man. All right, man. Bills and Chiefs, man. This is the one, man. This is the one for all the fucking marbles, man.
This is the real Super Bowl, to be honest.
This
Like,
this
that's
is the
how I
Super
feel.
Bowl. Like,
This is how I feel.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I think this is like Cam Newton said it, and I hate when people. I had this take. I had this take in the pot, bro, with the epice and salt and all seasoning and Lowry's, bro. I had this at work cooking. I'm like, ooh, I'm finna get on here and say this is the Super Bowl, and then Cam Newton, old punk ass, go say that shit on first take, bro. But fine. This is the take. In my opinion, whoever wins this game wins the Super Bowl. That's where I'm at with this. And I love that the NFL, man, shout out to the NFL, bro. The reason why the NFL is the biggest TV show in America is because the NFL understands that is the biggest TV show in America. They knew to put this as the 6 o'clock game. This is the one. This is the main event. This is what everybody's waiting for. Eagles Commanders. That is a beautiful, beautiful preliminary fight. That's a beautiful undercard. But that ain't the heavyweight fight. That ain't what we here for. We are here to see Josh Allen, see if he can get to that next level. or we're here to see Patrick Mahomes be the Tom Brady of his generation, which he already is.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
This is the fourth time that these dudes have met in the playoffs. That's insane.
Herbie, Herbie, check this out. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Bills, Chiefs teams have met up. The last 10 times they met up, they're 5-5. Both teams have scored 251 points. This is one of the most dead even rivalries we have ever seen. Ever. Ever.
And and the what and it doesn't seem it doesn't seem even is because one team wins when it matters the most. One
Mhm.
team pulled a win in 13 seconds. It's like, what do the Bills have to do? If you can't beat these niggas with 13 seconds left on the clock, how will you ever do it?
Bro, it goes back to what L Smooth was saying to start the show, Herbie. The Bills have to pour it on. The Bills cannot allow Mahomes and the Chiefs to stay close because man, that is Herbie. It's so sickening that he's at that Jordan Brady level already. To where it's like if he has the ball in his hands and there's like a minute, 2 minutes left, Herbie, you kind of feel like they're gonna take the game.
Of
Like
course, because it's the problem is that everybody feels the anxiety. Like these dudes, they want to pretend that they don't feel it. They don't get lemon booty. That shit doesn't tighten up. The hands don't get a little colder. No, everybody knows, man. If 15 got the ball last, 15 is scoring. Everybody knows this. You have
Mhm.
to go up by double digits. You have to put it away. That's why in that regular season game, Josh Allen, fourth down or whatever down it was, I'm running, dog. I'm putting it in my hands.
I'm
I
taking it.
cannot
Yeah.
I can't give this dude the ball, bruh. I know what it seems. I know what it looks like. He's done it to me every single time in the playoffs. I felt it more than anybody.
Hmm.
I know what he does, bro. We're talking about a dude in the playoffs. We're talking about a dude in the Super Bowl against the Eagles in the second half. He went 15 for 15. Didn't miss a pass. His number one receiver in that game was Juju Smith Schuster, man. He's just different. When it's the
Different.
playoffs, he's different. He is literally the living embodiment of the lock in meme with the dude playing on the game and then lock in, bro. He's the living embodiment of that.
Yeah.
Once it hits the playoffs, it's different. And you have to step on his fucking throat. That's the only chance you got, dog.
It's insane, man. It's
That's
insane.
the only chance you got. You have to step on his throat. You have to kick him. You have to put cleats on and step on his heart, bro. You can't give him an opportunity, dog. And
But
that
you know
kind
what
of.
else too? Oh,
Oh,
my
let me
bad.
get
Go
this
ahead.
one
Go
more
ahead.
point.
Yeah.
And again, that's way easier said than done. I would hate to live under those. I would hate to play under those circumstances, dog. Do you know how scary that is? To know that I have to kill this nigga. That's the only chance we have to win.
That's it.
So,
That's it.
dog, that's crazy. What were you gonna say, Rob?
No, I was thinking to myself that the other side of this coin, Herbie, and this is like the parallels between this Chiefs team and the previous Patriots dynasty is sickening. But you can see the air, like you mentioned earlier about teams, the anxiety that teams feel. It just always feels like teams fumble the ball against these niggas, right? And that's what I'm hoping I don't see from the Bills, right? Even though y'all are gonna see who I picked to win at the end, right? But it's just I can't. It's been so many times, Herbie, when I was watching the Tom Brady Patriots, that it was the other team making a mistake. The Chiefs have reached that level to where it's just like they can make mistakes because they have because 50, Mahomes he's gonna make up for that shit. My homeboy gonna make up for it. Whereas when you're playing against them, you have no margin for error. You have to play your best game, and even if you play your best game, you can't even give these niggas 13 seconds. So to play against an opponent, Herbie, that's basically God tier. Like that's what the Chiefs are basically are. They're a God tier football team in the playoffs because we have witnessed, bro, Herbie. I don't think people understand. Back when Deshaun Watson was actually still a quarterback, this man had a 24-point lead and lost by 20 points. Like, Like Herbie, like Mahomes did that. He was, I think, in that playoff run, he was down by double digits in almost every game, and he came back and won every game against the Titans, against the Niners in the Super Bowl. So Herbie, man, when it comes down to it, the best thing the Bills can do, Herbie, especially the way they've played this season. The Bills have adopted a playing style this season, Herbie, that's actually fit to beat the Chiefs. They run the ball. Josh Allen is safe with the football. He just moves the chains. He takes what the defense gives him. If he needs to make a play, he makes a play when he needs to, but he doesn't force things. Herbie, the Bills can't overthink it. I've seen teams do this against the Patriots of the past, and we've seen teams do this against the Chiefs, like the Ravens last year. Overthought it. You can't overthink when you go against a team like the Chiefs. You beat these guys early in the season, Herbie. What you got to do is you keep doing what you were doing. Run the ball. Josh Allen, don't turn into fucking Favre Allen, who he is known to be, right? And you
Facts,
know
bro.
that's the best advice I could give the Bills, Herbie, because this is an opponent that like it's just ridiculous, man. Like they just don't die.
They don't die. Okay, okay. So there's two ways I want to approach this portion of the conversation, right? Like, I am not a. I want to be. I don't want to be fair, right? Like I want to be unbiased. We're supposed to be unbiased in a way. We're
Yeah.
supposed to be unbiased observer of these games. Newsflash. That ain't how it works. I hate them. All right, fuck it. Sue me. I hate them. But with that said, I do have to be fair to them. And it's hard to really talk about the Chiefs. And it's not their fault that it's hard to talk about them. They've been excellent.
They're too
They've been
excellent, Herbie.
excellent.
They're
They've
too
been
excellent.
excellent. There's a world. Think about this. Patrick Mahomes has never not played in a conference championship since he's been the starter of the Kansas City Chiefs. That is nuts. And the
It's
two times
almost
that he lost, both games went to overtime.
it takes everything to beat this man, Herbie.
It takes everything. It is exhausting. You have to be perfect. We're not saying these things because we don't like them. We're saying that they're so good that they forced us not to like them. It's a compliment, you sensitive ass Kansas City Chiefs fans. Get out of our comment section, bro. One dude left us a 1,000,000 paragraph fucking thesis about the officiating. They're actually 29th. Who fucking cares, nigga? Like we are bowing at their greatness. Why don't you people understand this, man?
I
I've
mean,
never
people.
seen more sensitive winners. You make me want to root against your team. Like Jesus,
Yeah, you
Jesus.
supposed to have fun with this, man. You guys are on top, Herbie. Your team just imagine picture this, Herbie. Your team is coming off of 2 Super Bowl wins, and for an encore, they're gonna win. They're basically gonna go 15-1 because the last game of the season they throw away. They go 15-1 after winning 2 straight Super Bowls, Herbie. Like y'all should be, nothing should phase y'all. But
Nothing
you're
should
right,
phase
Herbie. Like
y'all. Y'all don't
sensitive
have
as
to
hell.
defend. Y'all don't have to defend this, man. There's nothing to defend. You're going for a three-peat, the first ever in the history of the NFL, man. Like, there's nothing to defend, dog. Like, you're
Nothing.
in the final dance for the 7th straight season.
Crazy, man. This
It
shit is
is
insane.
crazy. It's mind-boggling, and it's so
Herbie,
annoying. Go ahead,
it,
go ahead,
it,
go ahead, go ahead.
just one more point to make about Mahomes and the Chiefs, man. And you've made this point on a previous podcast, but I'm just bringing it to the forefront because I just want people to really think about this. If Mahomes didn't play Brady twice in the playoffs, what are we talking about? Out the only current player and team quarterback, opposing quarterback that has beaten him that's in this league is Joe Burrow. That in the playoffs, like outside of Brady and Burrow, nobody has conquered this man. Like Mahomes has basically beaten almost every team in the AFC in the playoffs except for the bottom of the bottom. He literally, if you think about his playoff resume, he's beaten the Titans, he's beaten the Ravens, he's beaten the Dolphins, he's beaten the fucking any team you can think of, Herbie, and he has his own division that he already fucking cooks every
Dog.
year.
No, they're
Like
22-1. They're 21-1 in their past 22 games, man. The
disgusting,
only
man.
team to beat them in the past 22 games was the Bills, man. Like, Like this is when Mahomes starts. It's like I don't even again. There's really nothing for us to say. We could talk about X's and O's. We could talk about analytics. We could talk about how the Chiefs are winning with defense and grinding teams out. We could talk about the Bills are winning with efficient running games and all of that. None of that shit matters, man. Like, what matters is what is the end goal of this, which is to either root for or root against somebody. I am openly saying I'm rooting against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. All right. I want the entire city of Kansas City, Missouri to know this, dog. And if he wins, he wins. Because he's great. He's the Jordan of this time. He's the Tom Brady of this generation. It's not supposed to be this soon, man. It's not immediately supposed to be another Tom Brady, dog. That's what I think that's really what's annoying about this. It's supposed to be like 5 or 6, not literally the handoff.
Literally a handoff, Herbie. A passing of the torch, bro. Beating him in the Super Bowl. Passing of the torch, baby. Passing of the fucking torch.
So we went long. We're already 40 minutes, which is nuts. I can't believe 40 minutes already went by. Let's go ahead and get a what's it called, man? Because we got some Dolphins to talk, man.
The final scores, right? You want to do the final scores?
Yeah. Your prediction.
Man. So Herbie, look. The Chiefs are going for something that has never happened. Not even Brady could pull it off, a three-peat. They have been practically seemingly invincible, even though some of the time it feels like they win by luck. But their energy is just that strong. However, Herbie, there's no way I could pick the Bills, man. I'm caught in a place to where I really want to see the Chiefs lose, and I'll be dead honest. As much as I hate the Bills as a Dolphin fan because we're conditioned for this, right? But I don't really hate Josh Allen. To be honest with you, I respect Josh Allen. Like he's beating the listen. Any quarterback that I see twice a year that beats the shit out of me twice a year, Herbie, I gotta have some kind of respect for him. So if the Bills win this game and they go on and they do this something I can't even say with my own mouth, it is what it is. But I actually have to wait for the Chiefs to lose in the Super Bowl, Herbie. I'm picking the Chiefs, Herbie, in an ugly fucking game. They never score more than 30, and they won't do it in this game. 26-23. We have another epic showdown between these two.
Oh. All right, man. I'm taking the Bills. I'm taking the Bills because I think the Bills are able to get to that number. If you do not score 30 points, you're not beating the Chiefs. It's that simple. I think the Bills could get to 30 points. I think it is going to be 31-23. You're not going to blow out Patrick Mahomes. I can't think of a time he's ever been blown out, and he's never been blown out in a game that matters. I think the most he's lost is by 8 points or some shit.
He's been blown out for halves. For a half, yeah.
For a half. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a nail biter, but I think the Bills can get to 30. I think the Bills can get to 30 because you have to get to 30. That's the only way you're beating these dudes, bro. You have to make Patrick Mahomes throw the ball to DeAndre Hopkins and whatever the rest of that cast is, dog. You just have to. Man. So I'm 31 to 20, 31 to 23, man. All right, go ahead. That is true. I forgot about that. Other than the Super Bowl, I think he hasn't lost a game by more than 8 points, bro. Other than the Super Bowl, bro.
That is pretty fucking insane, man. That doesn't even make sense. Some of the greatest quarterbacks of all time got their ass whooped, Herbie. Plenty of time,
dog. For sure, man.
Jesus.
All right, man. Let's